I wasn't going to make a video on the Berlin egg hunt, but with the elusive target fast approaching and my big project taking longer than I thought it would be nice to cram a Berlin egg hunt review into my uploads. As you may see from the title, I'm a bit disappointed in the egg hunt, not because it's overtly bad, but because it could have been so much better than this slightly above average 3-stage escalation contract. It could have been so much more than a 6 out of 10, it could have been excellent. In this review I'll mostly be talking about the third stage of the contract, but here's my quick thoughts on level 1 and 2. Level 1 is a fun introduction to the idea of using eggs, and the White Rabbit gives you a neat tour of the outside. Level 2 tasks you with eliminating free rabbit around the outside areas, again learning the player to heavily lean into the egg mechanic, and due to most items being removed or being one use only like bricks or rusted screwdrivers, this clever focus on eggs is really good. And this focus on the eggs persists into the third and final level of this escalation. With the egg hunt having such a large focus on these eggs, let's talk about these oval-shaped utensils of death, sedating and vomiting. These eggs are the best part of the egg hunt, because they are fun to use and they serve a really good function. These functions are done by other items, but the eggs are balanced and fun due to breaking up on use. This way you have to choose when to use which egg, which is fun as this makes you look for eggs on the map and makes you critically think about which egg you're gonna have to use, which fits with the theme of Easter and finding eggs. I truly do wish the sedative eggs were the unlock instead of the lame raver suit, as they are a unique item with a new gameplay mechanic we haven't gotten before, namely a sedative grenade. I do have some problems with the eggs in egg hunt, namely two. My first problem is the lethal egg, which makes this entire escalation way too easy. The final stage is obviously designed around finding the lethal eggs and using them, but I still don't think that's an excuse for it basically being a better electrocution phone. And my second problem is that the amount of eggs on the map is way too high, and with the amount I mean good eggs like blue or green eggs. There's plenty of yellow eggs, but you can go a few meters without walking into a green vomity egg or a blue sedative egg, which are both very useful for isolating NPCs or KOing guards without bodies being able to be found because it was an accident knockout. With these eggs in hand, you'll be tasked to eliminate the rabbits from level 2 who now all have congregated into one spot, the chill out ball. This is due to a complication in level 3 called the party moves on. And once you've eliminated all of these rabbits, the white rabbit spawns to tease you before you eliminate him in the woods. I dislike the new position of the rabbits. For new players it might be challenging to eliminate 3 targets in a highly public area, as opposed to 3 targets in 3 different secluded areas. But in reality it just makes the final stage laughably easy with lethal poison eggs, and it causes the player to all take the same route, as the 3 poison eggs on the map are all on the same route and can be obtained sequentially when you start from the starting position. I also feel like putting all the bunnies in one very public location with very limited routes limits the unique kill opportunities for the player, which honestly, fair enough, it's an escalation, not a main mission or a bonus mission. But I still feel it's a knock against the egg hunt, because it limits creativity in a bad way. The final target, the white rabbit, is also not very fun to deal with. His spawn location is dependent on where you last killed the final target, meaning you could cheekily kill him with a poison egg while he spawns near you, or you have to go on this meaningless rabbit chase to get him in the woods. Once he is in the woods, he just stands there, doing nothing, being protected by the agents from the main mission. After that you exit on the required bicycle exit, and that's the Berlin egg hunt done. All in all, this seasonal event was a definite 5.5 out of 10. I'm not gonna complain that it's not a full seasonal mission, because it was obviously designed to be an escalation, with the club being fully locked off and all. But I just think it's a shame that it's an escalation with so much effort put into it that's going to be time limited before we will see it back at the end of the game's life cycle. Granted, I don't play escalations often, but it just sucks to see something with so much effort to be put as time limited stuff. Anywho, if you enjoyed the seasonal event, let me know why. I'd love to hear your opinions. This is going to be an unscripted bit, but while I was editing this, the April roadmap came out, so I want to talk about that for a while. I would do a full video on it, but there's barely any new content in it, so I'm just gonna talk at it at the end of this video. The April roadmap is disappointing, to say the least. A lot of it is reused content from last month or from Hitman 2, with the only truly new things being the Collector, whom I've already played via illegal ways, and the Jensen incident. I'm not gonna lie and say I'm okay with this. I'm pretty disappointed, but I also really don't mind, as this lack of content gives me the freedom to do my own shit in Hitman 3, like the Contractors community trials and a review of the deluxe escalations. So for any player that just plays Hitman for the content, this is pretty bad. But for people like me, I'm pretty okay with the little amount of content. This doesn't mean this behavior is excusable though, and I think IOI should step up their roadmap game for the next month. Well, next 2 months, because these new roadmaps last almost 2 months instead of 1. Anywho, I'll see you in the next video. See ya!